McWanago, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
The Brewers travel to the desert to get some revenge on some dirty snakes.
Garrett Mitchell on the first pitch of the sixth inning, a drive to center. It is back and it is gone.
Our coverage against the Diamondbacks begins tonight at 8:05. We are your home for the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Good morning, 9:01. We have sunny skies and 72 degrees. Look for a few high clouds today with a high of 79. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. 3 teenagers arrested for assault and alleged elder abuse in Milwaukee's Walker Point neighborhood.
The incident caught on video shows dozens of teens surrounding and attacking 3 men Wednesday afternoon in an alley near First and Pierce. Milwaukee police say 2 14-year-old males and a 15-year-old male have been arrested and are facing felony aggravated assault charges, with more suspects still being sought. A 63-year-old victim is being treated for serious injuries, while 2 other victims were treated at the scene. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson says he's appalled at these actions and that it's well past time for the restoration of police officers at schools. He wants MPS to address this with urgency. An increased police presence near Kettle Moraine High School after threats against a student there, reportedly by another student. Police say those involved are fully cooperating with the investigation and that information being shared across social media does not support rumors of anti-Semitic comments made or anyone being poked with scissors. A playground in West Allis caught fire last evening. TMJ4's Mike Biermeister was on the scene near Franklin Fieldhouse, 86th and National.
The slide melted away. Part of the jungle gym completely down right now as investigators continue to comb into what exactly sparked this blaze.
Nobody was hurt. No word yet on the cause, but police say it looks suspicious. New questions swirling around the presence of a controversial 31-year-old social media influencer who's appearing alongside former President Trump on the campaign trail. Details from ABC's Mary Bruce.
Now we are hearing from some Republicans who are voicing concerns that Donald Trump is growing increasingly close to this far-right activist, Laura Loomer, someone who has espoused conspiracy theories. She has used racist rhetoric in describing Kamala Harris, and now some of former President Trump's closest allies in the party are urging him to distance himself from her.
Trump announced on Truth Social yesterday he will not be debating Harris a second time and claims he won this week's debate. He plans a press conference this morning at his golf course in California. The earthquake that struck Malibu yesterday was the 14th this year in Southern California to have a magnitude of at least 4.0. That's the most to hit the region since 1988. Quake was followed by more than 24 aftershocks, more possible in the days ahead. What was Hurricane Francine has been downgraded to a post-tropical cyclone with winds of only around 20 miles an hour. ABC's Jim Ryan says the rain from it is elevating the chances of flooding in several southern states.
Francine is the 6th hurricane to strike Louisiana in the past 5 years. In New Orleans, it was deja vu for Anthony Boykovich.
There was a lot of street flooding, but thankfully my house still had power. It never went off.
Now forecasters are watching a tropical depression in the middle of the Atlantic. It's on the brink of becoming Tropical Storm Gordon.
Here in Milwaukee, getting around the city is about to get more complicated due to some infrastructure work.
Starting the week of the 16th through October 4th, various bascule bridges crossing the Milwaukee, Menominee, and Kinnickinnick rivers will get some extra love as the city of Milwaukee performs maintenance on the bridge center lock system. The Kilbourne Bridge is up first the week of the 16th, then the 6th Street Bridge north of Canal Street the week of the 23rd, and wrapping up with the Kinnickinnick Avenue Bridge the week of the 30th. The work will actually be performed from a barge on the respective rivers, with the street and bridge above closed to traffic to ensure the components are properly aligned. Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow is up 221 points, NASDAQ is up 61, and the S&P 500 is up 20. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:04.
This report is sponsored by Diamonds Direct. Your love, their passion.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right, enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit DiamondsDirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Buying a home should be a joy, but could you imagine doing this without a realtor? Paperwork, inspections, appraisals, deadlines, showings, market research? Or you could relax. Or understanding legal documents, negotiating offers, coordinating inspections, securing finance. Oh, sorry. A realtor can take the stress out of the home buying process. See how at wra.org/a-realtor-can. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Realtors Association.
Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers won their series against the Giants following a 3-0 victory in the finale from San Francisco. They take on the Diamondbacks in the first of 3 games from Chase Field. Wisconsin returns to the college football gridiron this weekend, facing number 4 Alabama in a showdown from Camp Randall Stadium tomorrow at noon. Packers-Colts at Lambeau Sunday afternoon. Jordan Love missed his second straight practice with an MCL sprain. Coach Matt LaFleur says he's day-to-day more than anything. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. I-41 west, just about a quarter mile beyond the ramp from Loomis Road. The right lane was closed due to a disabled vehicle. That has been clear, but there might be some residual slowing. Also, some construction closures, I-94, that is, westbound from downtown to about Highway 16. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A few high clouds today with a high 79. Those clouds are going to stick around overnight with a low of 66 and return tomorrow. Some filtered sunshine, maybe a shower in the evening. A high Saturday of 80. Slight chance of rain Sunday with a high of 83. Partly cloudy and 82 Monday, then mostly sunny Tuesday with a high of 81. It's 70 in Madison and Green Bay, 73 now in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 9:08.
Good morning, Wisconsin. So let's pour that coffee and talk to some experts about what's going on in Milwaukee, Madison, Washington, and beyond. Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. It's the Political Power Hour on WTMJ. Here's your host, Steve Scaffidi.
Should we talk about the government?
I'll answer that question. The answer is yes, we should talk about the government, and who better to do that with my guys, the Friday guys, the origin story of the Political Power Hour. Joe Zepecki, Democratic strategist, Bill McCoshen on the Republican side.
Joe's looking a little festive today, don't you think?
Very nice shirt.
Game day. Who's Whitnall playing tonight?
South Milwaukee.
South Milwaukee.
Oh, always tough South Milwaukee.
The Rockets. No, it's at Whitnall, which is good because they got some dudes.
And a perfect weather night for football.
Beautiful.
We are blessed with great weather. Bill McCoshen, Joe Zepecki. We had a debate Tuesday. I don't know if you guys watched it.
Really?
I knew I forgot something. All right. Give me your shoot it out of your heads. First thoughts, Bill.
2 parts to consider here. There's performance and then there's process. And we're learning more about the process over the days since the debate. Performance, I said it on Wednesday. I stand by it. Harris performed far better than Trump did. He missed so many opportunities. Process now may turn out to be something very different. We may have an ABC employee today filing an affidavit saying that this was sort of rigged that she had the questions ahead of time, and that there was an agreement that they would only fact check Trump and not her. We'll see if that turns out to be true. That's not me reporting that. That you can find that anywhere from credible sources on the internet.
Sounds like Hugh Hewitt was reporting that one.
But here's a couple things we didn't talk about on Wednesday that I think are important. And I tweeted this. Steve, you retweeted it on the morning of the debate. The person that asked for another debate after Tuesday night didn't meet expectations, was my final line. Shocking to me that she was the one that instantly asked for a second debate. Now, Joe and I might disagree on this, but I'm not so sure. There's two reasons that might have happened. Number one would be mental warfare, which is a very common tactic in campaigns, and getting in Trump's kitchen, which she clearly did on Tuesday night, and especially as it related to rallies. So it could have been that. But the second reason was they were polling and focus grouping while this thing was going on, and they didn't meet expectations, right? The third possible reason is both of those two things. So it makes you wonder why she wanted it. And then I will add this final step. They released the Taylor Swift endorsement within a half an hour of the debate. That is absolutely stepping on your own story. If you won the debate, I think she did, you think she did, Joe thinks she did, why would you release the Taylor Swift debate unless you didn't move the needle?
Well, unless they did nothing to do with timing.
They did? Well, you can't tell me that wasn't coordinated.
They literally came out and said, we had no idea this was coming. Taylor Swift did that of her own accord. What a blessing to have.
You and
people who just decide to support you. Does Donald Trump have any of that?
He's got a lot of it.
All right, your instant thoughts on the debate.
Who could have possibly imagined that the questions in that debate would have been about the economy and immigration in Ukraine? My goodness, she must have been slipped the questions ahead of time. What the hell are we doing here? So if Donald Trump is out here suggesting that it was a rigged debate and threatening to take away ABC's broadcast license, I think she's in his kitchen a little bit. Here's what this was like, and here's why she asked for another debate. You guys remember Looney Tunes?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She was like the Roadrunner drawing the fake tunnel on the mountain and pulling over the road, and he ran right into it over and over again. It wasn't just that she was in his kitchen. She showed the world how easily he can be manipulated and how unprepared and how unserious he is.
Did it show the world, because the world was watching, 67 million plus in the United States and probably a lot more worldwide, did it show the world that she could handle herself extemporaneously? She could talk and answer questions without them being written down?
No question. And so, listen, the debates are weird. They're a weird ritual we go through.
Yeah.
There's nothing about being the American president that requires you to go stand on a stage and give 90-second to 2-minute answers to a series of questions back and forth, alternating with somebody else.
Right.
But what it reveals are truths about the person. Do they prepare? Can they walk into a room with a game plan and execute it? Can they adjust on the fly? Can they keep their composure and their cool? And on all of those questions, Kamala Harris passed with flying colors, and Donald Trump didn't. He's been doing this 7th time he stood on a debate stage, and the only debate he ever won before this was the one where Joe Biden looked 436 years old, and he still didn't realize after all of those reps that he's got to do the work. He refuses to do the work, and I think the American people see that and saw a version of Donald Trump taken apart by Kamala Harris. Like, the bloom is off the rose.
National polling suggests there was a bump because nationally, which also doesn't mean that much because we're talking about swing states and individual state polling.
Correct.
But national polling suggests the margin, which is sort of incredible to think about because Biden was trailing Trump. Now there's a 5-point spread in many places around this country. Bill McCoshen, Joseph Pecky, round 2 of the debate story. Will there be a second one?
Third.
A third one.
Third one. There have been 2 already.
I mean,
will there be a second debate?
Yeah. Bill on the technicality. All right. Bill McCoshen, Joseph Pecky, Political Power Hour, 620 WTMJ.
An election year brings a lot of different stressors. Don't let your finances be one of them. Join WTMJ's John McCure, along with Annex Wealth Management, in another free webinar. Expert panel will break down complex campaign promises and and turn them into practical insights for your investments. Register for this free webinar by texting WEB to 855-616-1620. It's another webinar from Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. Always excited to talk about Fox World Travel. My friend Rose Gray and I crafted this one, Sicily and Malta Mosaic. October 2025. Sicily and Malta. Sicily, ancient ruins, charming old towns, great wine, great food, sparkling coastlines, friendly people, my people, archaeological sites, and if you like volcanoes, Europe's tallest volcano, Mount Etna. And then bonus, we had the beautiful Malta, one of the smallest and friendliest countries in the world. And I've talked about this, one of the most ancient places on the planet as well. My wife, Kathy, and I would love to have you join us like Jeff and Diana, Dean and Linda, Jen and Patty. They are some of the recent people that have signed up. This will sell out. Don't wait to get more information or make a reservation. FoxWorldTravel.com. Find Sicily and Malta Mosaic under group travel or call, I'll give you a chance to write it down, 866-GO-FOX-GO. 866-GO-FOX-GO. Don't miss out on the early booking discount, which is substantial. Sicily and Malta Mosaic. Travel with us. Travel with me and Rose Gray. Call today.
Getting 10% back is easy at Fleet Farm. For a limited time only, Fleet Rewards members can earn 10% back in-store and online. Spend $50, get $5 back in rewards. No rebates, no coupons, no hassles. Plus, Fleet Rewards membership is free. So if you're not signed up yet, now's the time. Then get shopping to earn 10% back on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. Some exclusions apply. Not valid at Ankeny and Waukee, Iowa stores.
Having fun on a Friday, as we always do. Talking about serious stuff, and this is, regardless of your political persuasion, this is a serious conversation. So I guess for me, Bill McCosh and Joseph Pecky is, now Bill corrected me, it's the third debate, because the first was Joe Biden and Donald Trump. The second one was Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. The second.
Are we going to make age cracks about that or
about
no?
Can we do one?
That's funny because people say I have Trump on the brain.
Can we do one issue in the debate before we get to the great third debate?
Certainly.
The easiest question asked in that debate was one that Donald Trump was unable to answer. Do you want Ukraine to win? I think Bill and I probably disagree about how big a role the United States should play.
Yeah.
But he could have said, we should not be spending another American taxpayer dollar on this. But of course, I want the Ukrainians to win. Of course, we cannot go back to a time when you can just roll tanks over borders and redraw lines. The fact that Donald Trump, after all of the Russia stuff over the years, the fact that he doesn't even know to say that is astonishing.
Why can't he say it? Why can't he say it?
I think he did say it in a different way. He said, hey,
listen, we're
playing with matches here. Russia has nuclear weapons.
That's his World War III reference.
Right?
Yeah.
So I thought the biggest question that he left on the table was, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? And I did talk about that on Wednesday morning.
They were both bad on that answer.
There's no reason he shouldn't have come right after her. Again, regardless of whether the moderators were biased or unbiased, those are things you can prepare for no matter what. And Joe knows this from debate prep. You think of trigger words, and you train the candidate going in about if this phrase is said or these words are said, here's the response. Bingo, right? And he didn't get that. So the question about the third debate, there won't be one. And he said that yesterday. I'm hoping he doesn't back off on that. I'm nervous that he might back off on it because there's no need for one. Everybody knows Donald Trump. They won't know anything more about him from a third debate. Not everyone knows Kamala Harris. And she wants that third debate because she didn't close the deal on the economy, which is absolutely the number one issue, and she wants another chance at that. I would force her to do one-on-one interviews and press conferences over the next 53 days. I can't wait. Okay. I can't wait.
So here's my
answer those questions from actual reporters.
The Blueprint poll after the debate. This is a Democratic firm. Okay, but they basically tested all of the attacks, pro and con. And what they found was the most effective stuff that Kamala Harris did on that debate stage was talk about herself. What we political junkies thought was amazing was the way she led them around by the nose. But for undecided voters, the most important thing she was doing was filling in the picture of what kind of president she'll be. because of the unique nature of her candidacy, she's got to tell more of her own story. That's why she wants another debate, because the more in the last 2 months people have seen Kamala Harris, the better she has done. People do know Donald Trump. Another debate turns out a great way to remind people what they like least about Donald Trump, which is he gets red-faced and shouty and yelly and can't even look women in the eye when he's talking to them. So, of course, if you're the Harris campaign, you want another debate, especially if 67 million people are going to watch it.
Will we have another debate?
Well, I don't think we'll have it.
We're not going to have it.
No, because I think Trump would be out of his mind, and his handlers would never let him get destroyed like that.
I don't think he listens to his handlers, if you want to be honest.
I think even he knows he got taken apart on that stage. I really do.
I don't think there'll be a third debate, but I'm worried about it because there will come a point in time where he may just say, "Yeah, I'm going to do it," and it's unnecessary.
I want a third debate. Bill doesn't. That should tell you everything you need to know about how Tuesday went.
And I said yesterday on the show, I said Donald Trump would love to have a debate if there was an audience. He lives in that environment.
Yeah, but this isn't about entertainment. It's about delivering messages.
Donald Trump is defined by
one thing
entertainment.
we do know is his closing statement was the most powerful moment of the night.
I will give you that one. Yeah.
And it's had 24 million views on TikTok, and that was his best moment, and the whole debate should have been framed that way by him. And if I'm him, that's what I do for the next 53 days.
The point he has to hammer is if you don't believe Kamala Harris, when you ask her the question, well, why aren't you doing it right now? That's the question.
That is the question.
You have 3.5 years, almost 4. What are you doing? If you believe all these things, can you not convince Joe Biden, who's doing God knows what in the White House, that we should be doing this?
Joe mentioned this. The dials on his closing statement, independents tracked literally at the same level as Republicans did. So that was a message that moved independents.
All right, after the break, has Laura Loomer replaced Alina Habba as the chief cheerleader with the moonstruck eyes in the Trump world? We'll discuss that, the Laura Loomer factor, after this on the Political Power Hour on 620 WTMJ.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
There's an active car fire on Brewers Boulevard southbound.
Call me, Debbie Loziga, at the Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
There's a multi-vehicle accident on 45 northbound, just over Mayfair Road. Looks like the left 2 lanes are blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
There's a multi-vehicle accident. Looks like the left 2 lanes are blocked.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Hey, this is WTMJ, Steve Scaffidi for Advent. I've told you about it, tossing and turning, snoring, all the things that bother you. You don't have to live with that reality. I did something about it. Before I ever was a spokesperson for Advent, I was a client, a customer. I went to Advent, 30-minute visit, one of their great facilities, which are amazing, by the way. They put me at ease. I asked my questions. They gave me great answers. And after a really simple sleep study at home in my own bed, they determined my problems, sinuses and nasal passages in my breathing triangle. After a short procedure, less than 30 minutes, back to breathing better than ever, sleeping through the whole night. That's the reality you want, trust me. If you struggle like I did, don't wait. Take the time now to see how Advent can help you. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well, more importantly, can make your nights better, go to adventknows.com. Adventknows.com. Schedule an appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Procrastination Officer Brian Wickert. Most homeowners and home shoppers have heard the Federal Reserve will cut rates by 0.25% in mid-September. Well, I have great news. When it comes to mortgage rates, it's like the cut has already happened. That's how markets work, and it means there's no reason to wait to either start or resume your home search, because most 30-year fixed-rate loan scenarios will now have a rate and APR that starts with the number 6 instead of 7-point-something. The already lower mortgage rates also mean the refi window of opportunity is open for folks who bought their homes earlier this year or late last year with a rate in the mid to high 7s. If you can save $1,000 a year in payments and spend less than that in refi loan cost, do it. AccuNet can also typically offer a genuine no loan cost refi, which makes lowering your payment a genuine no-brainer. Don't wait. Click on the blue button today for a no-pressure refi checkup or to get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval. That's ACCUNET.com.
Moving Graves headquarters to downtown Milwaukee was the right decision for the future of our company. Hi, I'm John Kissinger, President and CEO of Grave, a full-service engineering, planning, and design firm. We wanted to be part of downtown's vibrancy. Our goal was to create a collaborative and innovative work environment that would attract the next generation of talent. I love working downtown, and so do my employees. Experience it for yourself. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Reporting of 911 calls even show residents are reporting that the migrants are walking off with the town's geese. They take in the geese. You know where the geese are? In the park, in the lake. And even walking off with their pets. My dog's been taken. My dog's been stolen. This can only happen. These people are the worst.
Boy, oh boy. We're all golfers. You ever get close to a goose on a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not that easy.
I accidentally hit one with a drive last time I played. Not hard or anything. They were off the fairway to the right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And my power fade revealed
They
it.
will
Kinda
chase
roll.
They will chase you. Cats, dogs, geese. What's next? What monkeys? What else is ducks? Yeah. All right. Laura Loomer. Bill, can you please tell me what Laura Loomer's role is in the campaign? Because she's with Donald Trump a lot.
I don't get it. So, full disclosure, my son does work for the Trump campaign. He's down in West Palm Beach. So I called him this morning. I said, what is the deal with her? And he said, Dad, she's got no role in the campaign. I said, well, then why is she on the plane? It doesn't make sense to me. So having worked with a statewide candidate in Tommy Thompson, which I'm going to bring back up on the junk truck segment, there were hangers-on that we always kept away from the governor. And I would put her in the category of hanger-on that can't be near the candidate. They just can't.
She is, Bill.
I don't get that. If I'm Chris LaCivita or Susie Wiles today, I'm saying, that's it. You're done. No more tweets. You're not part of this. You're never going to be on the plane again.
Do you think Donald Trump
She's harmful.
would listen to those two if they said we don't want her? I don't think he would.
I think you have to demand it because she's dangerous for the campaign. So I wouldn't have her anywhere near Donald Trump for the next 53 days.
You don't think they're already saying that? When Lindsey Graham and Marjorie Taylor Greene
that was
already
unbelievable,
publicly saying, get this woman out of here, you think LaCivita and Wiles haven't already had that conversation? And I just want to provide a little context because not everybody knows who Laura Loomer is. Laura Loomer is a 9/11 denier.
He brought her to the ceremony.
And he took her to ground zero.
Yeah, I don't.
And she was on the plane with him to the debate. And some reporting I've seen is that Matt Gaetz and Tulsi Gabbard were the responsible ones trying to go over stuff.
Well, Matt Gaetz
she's
is an
gassing
idiot.
him up.
You know, that's another idiot.
On that we all agree.
I would never have him around the president. But at some point in time, the adults on the campaign have to say, over my dead body. She is not going on that plane. She's not going to be anywhere near this.
This speaks to a larger problem that was revealed to the American people on Tuesday night. He tries to say, Project 2025 isn't mine. I had nothing to do with it. But what we know is it doesn't take that much to push this guy around and bend him to your whims. And the only people who would work in a second Donald Trump administration are the people who wrote Project 2025.
Where's my bell? That's the problem, Bill. He's going to be surrounding himself if he gets in with all of these knuckleheads. That's dangerous.
I was worried about this 8, 9, 10 months ago. I'm less worried about it. I think he's going to surround himself with true people who want to drain the swamp.
Who are those people?
People like Elon Musk. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Come on, Bill.
Oh, my God.
Yes. I would sooner see Scott Walker in there than
and you
those
may.
guys.
I'd sooner see Ron Johnson in leading a federal agency. Truly.
I think we want
Matt
outsiders.
Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard.
We don't want
Bob Kay,
Washington
Laura
creatures
Loomer?
like Josh Bolton and those kind of people around him the next time around. No way.
Real quick, do you think there's value in having somebody around a president who's been there? Are we just going to throw it all out?
I'd throw it all out. He's been there.
That seems dangerous to me.
It doesn't, because he's been there. He's done this job. He knows what he did wrong and what can be done better.
He knows what he's done wrong. The guy's never admitted a mistake in his life.
No, he's actually talked about that as it relates to personnel, that he made a bunch of bad choices.
Bill, he's still saying he won the election in 2020. He said it last night.
Yeah, I don't get that. You know, there's no evidence of that that's been proven. But that's what he believes. So
30 seconds or less. Are you guys worried about what might happen election night, given some states have sort of played around with this idea? Some senators have said as recently as yesterday, I'm not sure we'll certify.
Yes, Kamala Harris. The difficulty here is Kamala Harris has to win this by more than a field goal in a divided country. Donald Trump and his folks are going to pull some shenanigans, guaranteed.
Bill McCosh and Joseph Peggy. Lots more to talk about. What have I forgotten? What's on our radar?
State of the race.
State of the race. Yeah.
MPS, more.
Not MPS. No.
I'm going to get to it.
I spent Monday talking about MPS. There's so many things we could talk about. You know, I will tell you this. I think people's anger and excitement levels have gone way up in the last week. I can tell by social media and in the text line, and
that Marquette poll yesterday had some
big numbers.
2 days ago.
And Hovde, there's a spread there.
Closing the gap.
You think that's a closer?
It's within the margin of error.
All right, we got the latest from Connie Weber on local news, and of course, before we get to any of that, here's the latest from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. No more debates. Former President Donald Trump says he won't step on the stage with Vice President Kamala Harris following the candidate's first face-off earlier this week. More from ABC's Mary Bruce.
Even as his aides and allies admit he was on defense almost the whole debate, Trump still claiming he was the winner.
We had a monumental victory.
But also saying he's done with debates.
Because we've done 2 debates and because they were successful, there will be no third debate.
Polls ahead of the debate had the candidates roughly tied. Now a new Reuters Ipsos poll has Harris leading Trump 47-42.
Harris campaigning in Pennsylvania today. Trump is in California and Nevada. Tens of thousands of Boeing machinists walked off the job overnight. The striking workers are rejecting a contract endorsed by the company and union leaders. Longtime Mexican drug cartel leader Ismael Zambada, known as El Mayo, will be arraigned today in New York City. This is ABC News.
WTMJ News Time 9:31. That controversial mural on the city's north side that depicts a Star of David intertwined with a swastika has been vandalized, spray painted with black paint. Milwaukee Jewish community leaders call the mural, which is captioned "The Irony of Becoming What You Once Hated," horribly anti-Semitic, but since it's on a private building near Holton and Locust, the Milwaukee Jewish Federation isn't taking any steps to have it removed. The building's owner, Isan Atta, tells the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel he wants to replace the Breonna Taylor mural that was there with one that calls attention to the Israel-Hamas war. Kenosha police warning of a new scam. Scammers posing as local police officers telling victims they missed a court date and owe money and threatening arrest if payment isn't made. They also try to prove they are legit by then sending fraudulent subpoenas or warrants directly to the victims, asking for money to be deposited using a crypto ATM. Kenosha police remind the public they never request payments using crypto. During the search for a missing diver in Lake Michigan, a boat operated by the Kenosha County dive team took on water and sank. Everybody got off and is safe. Body of that missing diver, 72-year-old Patrick Kelly, was found at the bottom of the lake in the area of the SS Wisconsin, a sunken ship. Time for some news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 247 points at 41,344. NASDAQ is up 48, 17,618. S&P 500 is up 20 points at 5,616. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with the fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. No major delays to report this hour. Typical drive times. I-94 eastbound from Highway 16 to the Zoo, about a 10-minute drive. 43 south from Brown Deer Road to the Marquette Interchange take you about 10 minutes, and 94 north from Layton Avenue to the Marquette Interchange about 7 minutes this morning. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Some high clouds today, overnight, and into tomorrow. Looking at 79 for the high today, 66 overnight, 80 tomorrow, maybe an isolated shower in the evening. Slight chance for rain Sunday in the morning. Partly cloudy with a high of 83. Partly cloudy and 82 Monday, then mostly sunny Tuesday with a high of 81. 70 in Madison and in Green Bay, 73 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber, Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 9:33.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. John Stevenson, D.C. What is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is actually nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
Numbness, tingling, burning, muscle cramps, coldness in hands or feet, and problems with balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It is absolutely treatable. We can get great results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands, or balance issues, call Strive Integrative Health at 262-307-2133 today for a nerve damage screening. This screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for their cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Simply call Strive Integrative Health at 262-307-2133. Act now, 262-307-2133.
Milwaukee College Prep, dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for children in Milwaukee, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. Join me, Good Karma Brand's founder CEO Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 17th, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee's most challenged communities. Milwaukee College Prep is closing the opportunity gap. To learn more and purchase tickets, go to MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com and click support.
Are you ready to start a meaningful career in healthcare? Are you looking for a job that fits your work-life balance? Become a certified direct care professional today and make life better for older adults or people with a disability. WIS Caregiver Careers makes it easy with free online training plus earn a $500 bonus. See your name on Wisconsin's Certified Direct Care Registry. Sign up today at wiscaregivercdcp.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Light up. Joseph Beck, the Omakasha Political Power Hour Origin Story Edition on Friday. So I was talking to a local journalist about this yesterday for the podcast for next week, and we were talking about October surprises. To me, I mean, Donald Trump has had a lot of these sort of things happen in his now long political career, but short of find out that he's banging the person we were just talking about earlier. What's the surprise? I mean, what would it be for him? And what would the Kamala Harris October surprise be, Bill?
I think the Harris surprise would be if Joe Biden stepped down and she became president. So she's the actual first
that would
female.
Be a big one.
Not going to happen.
If she's the first female president in the history of the country.
Would that change the race?
It gives her a different level of credibility.
Not possible?
I don't see it happening. Did you guys, and we talked about this a little bit off air, but we should mention it here. If you want to see Joe Biden at his best today, in this 81-year-old version of him, look at the video of him interacting with the gentleman who's a Trump supporter.
I thought it was awesome.
And the MAGA cap and throwing it on.
Yeah.
You said it. I think you said that.
I did.
Yeah. That's exactly what you should be doing.
That guy could win Pennsylvania.
And that's why he ain't stepping down. He ain't going anywhere.
No? Not going to happen?
No. Listen, there will be suspense in October because the entire media ecosystem is designed to create suspense. But in the last 2 months, I think it's the most turbulent 2-month period in American political history of my life.
Yeah.
Right? And what we have seen is it still doesn't affect what 93, 94% of Americans are going to do.
Maybe
that's
97.
That's how locked in we are.
Yeah.
So these campaigns are fighting over such a small number of truly undecided people. There's a bigger number of people that it's trying to get them to decide to opt into the election.
Yeah.
Right? That it's not whether they would vote for one candidate or the other, it's if they would vote or not.
Right.
And so it will seem suspenseful if you consume a lot of media, but the contours of this race are pretty set.
I agree.
Which is it's close, and I think today you would rather be Kamala Harris. Bill thinks you would rather be Donald Trump.
I do.
But to me, the trajectory since July 21st has only been in one direction, and without a debate number 3 or 2, depending on how you're counting, I'm not sure how Donald Trump arrests that momentum.
What you said, there's 53 days left. Is that what it was?
Yeah, 53.
Okay, so any benchmarks in that period other than October surprise that could change anything?
I think you want to check polling 2 weeks out. I think polling between now and then will shift probably back and forth. We've talked about this on our private little text chain. Structurally, what I would do is I would tighten up Donald Trump if it's possible. Whatever is loaded into the teleprompter should never be longer than 25 minutes. Voters, even his most ardent supporters, don't want to hear 90 or 100 minutes of, riffing. They don't. He needs a 30-minute, 25-minute, tight as can be, why he should be reelected and why she shouldn't. That's it, right? Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Walk through what's happened while they've been in the office and talk about what you're going to do.
I had this conversation away from the show. It's not that his handlers certainly want a shorter version of Jim, but Donald Trump, he loves that environment, and he understands that he's had thousands of people show up, sometimes in the heat, and they want to hear him, and he wants to sort of perform for them. He's not going to do a 25-minute thing and then walk off the stage.
Well, it's in his interest to do that. Even when he goes to New York next week, which I would not have him going to New York, but I would give the 25-minute speech. I would make it a call to action. and get off the stage. He may not feel great because he wanted to give 3 times that length, but they'll leave there with what they need and the motivation to go help him.
You think we should load cats and dogs and geese into the prompter, or leave that one on the cutting room floor?
I'd leave that on the cutting room.
Any significance to? I think Jack Smith at some point between now and the election is going to release some more specificity on some of these charges. Is that something that could change anything?
It could, but I don't think it will. I mean, Donald Trump is actually like the luckiest politician of all time, and he still is going to lose this race. Like, he went 0 for 4. He drew the inside straight in pushing all of these indictments and the one he was convicted on, the sentencing, past Election Day. And he's still going to get his butt kicked. In this debate that he's claiming was rigged, he had more time to speak than Kamala Harris.
Why are you so confident that he's going to lose? Because I have no idea what's going to happen.
Because I believe in the goodness of the American people, and I believe to this day that we understate that the 2 worst things to ever happen to him happened after he lost the last time. January 6th and the Dobbs decision, which led to Trump bans across the country.
I think we're missing it. I think he's going to win by more than he won in 2016. I think the chattering class is missing what's going on. Joe mentioned it just a second ago. He's right. For Donald Trump to win by the margins I'm talking about, low propensity voters have to turn out, and I think they're coming to the polls.
I think turnout's going to be crazy. Absolutely crazy. And record levels, maybe, but it's going to be big. There's so many people that are, I think, energized. I can't see people not voting. I cannot see that.
That's good for Kamala Harris. I'm just telling you.
All right, you couldn't be more farther apart on this, so we're going to find out.
We're going to find which one of us is attached to reality and which one is detached.
Have either of you?
I think my predictions this year have been pretty good so far.
He will not be indicted. He will not be convicted. Bill McCoshen.
Okay.
How'd that one go?
No third debate. Biden won't be the nominee. I'll take those 2 over that one every
day. Those are good ones. All right, the Political Junkie PowerPoint coming up after the break, sponsored by 2 Men in a Junk Truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. Let's see what the guys have for us. 2meninajuncktruck.com.
Lance Saigon died as a prisoner of war in Vietnam. His memory has been maintained in a replica of his fighter jet at the Milwaukee airport. The plane is now in need of major renovations. Join John McCure in our WTMJ Cares campaign as we restore the plane back to the dignity that matches the honor of Captain Saigon. Text Lance to 855-616-1620 for information on how you can help preserve this legacy to Lance in its full glory.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Adair Floors, ADAIR. I love talking about Adair. They did my kitchen floor 20 years ago. Still looks fantastic. Owner Rob couldn't believe how good it looked. He recently did my basement landing area. Also looks spectacular. Been in business, Adair has, for 65 years. Their design team work with us. They work with you. Flooring and remodeling. So if you have a special project, special room, they can help you with that. Home or business, by the way, both. Family owned and operated right there in good old Franklin, Wisconsin. Stop in. Tell them Steve Scaffidi sent you. Or visit them online. ADAIR. AdairFloors.com.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
These are powerful, FDA-approved pharmacological pain treatments precisely administered by an easy injection to the root source of your pain. Positive patient outcomes are over 91%. And we do this conveniently. The entire process is performed in-office, so it's very easy for our patients.
Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, with the help of some of the finest pain relief physicians in the country, have helped bring their proprietary pain treatment formula to the forefront of pain relief medicine. Having performed over 100,000 pain treatments and counting, patient results have shown again and again that pain relief is possible in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, with some patients' pain relief lasting more than 2 years.
We're in network with almost all major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, and this could mean zero out-of-pocket costs for your pain relief treatment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Finally, warmer weather, green grass, birds chirping. Don't spend your weekend surrounded by all that junk. Get your free, no obligation, same-day estimate from Two Men and a Junk Truck. You'll restore your sanity and reclaim your space when Two Men and a Junk Truck pulls in your driveway. Visit twomenandajuncktruck.com for your free, no obligation estimate today.
Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
The Political Junkie PowerPoint, sponsored by Two Men and a Junk Truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. twomenandajuncktruck.com. Joining Steve Scaffidi, here's Joe Sapecki and Bill McCoshen.
Let's let it play for a little bit. I love this music. Got to make it quick today because I want to leave some time for the grab bag. It's a big hockey weekend.
It is.
I want to hear that. I want to hear
our 16th season for the Janesville Jets tonight.
I want to hear the story Bill's got to tell you. Okay, this is real quick. Junk in it. Again, J.D. Vance, this guy's going for the world record. Quote, if immigration was the path to prosperity, then America would be the most prosperous country in the world, end quote. You just told me that he's so smart he's going to destroy Tim Walz. He doesn't know that America is the most prosperous country in the world? Junk it, this knucklehead.
By far, actually.
What? Come on.
So I'm going to junk the junk segment so I can extend my
Come on,
keep.
Bill.
Can't treat their sponsors like that.
So I can extend my keep, and I'm keeping iconic Wisconsin political figure Tommy Thompson. So here's a story. I had lunch with breakfast with Tommy on 9/11, and he told me a story that I had never heard before, which was he was Health and Human Services Secretary on 9/11. He had just returned to the HHS building when the second plane hit the tower. Obviously, everything instantly shut down. He called a national emergency at that point in time, which he doesn't believe a public health emergency. He doesn't think what had ever happened. He's in his office trying to figure out how to get medical supplies to New York City. And he's notified by the White House, Dick Cheney in particular, that the choppers are waiting on the mall to fly you all to the secure location, all the cabinet secretaries. Tommy doesn't budge. So an hour and a half into this, Cheney's people say, we're going to bring the Secret Service in there to arrest you if you do not leave the building.
Wow.
By this point, he had already gotten DOT to allow a transport plane to fly to New York City with 100 tons of medical supplies. His staff, good friends of mine, suggested to him, Governor, you do not want to be marched out of here in handcuffs, so you better go to the chopper. He told his detail at the time, you drive to the secure location. I'll be there 10 minutes max, and we are coming right back here. Gets in the chopper. The other cabinet secretaries who are in there refuse to talk to him because they've been baking in the hot sun for an hour and a half waiting for him. They fly to the secure location. He goes down, drops his sleeping bag, which he was given, on the bed, goes right up to the exit. His detail is waiting there. He's back at HHS by 4 o'clock that afternoon. Only Tommy. It was awesome.
That is a great story. That's a classic story. Anything else? Any love or ditch?
Yeah, I'm going to keep the Kamala Harris campaign. In addition to Kamala Harris doing a great job in the debate stage, I think this tweet from @SalGentile nails it. It's so funny how for weeks everyone telegraphed, this is regarding the debate, she's going to bait him. And her team was like, we're going to bait him. And Trump managed to act normal for like 3 minutes, and then she said one thing about his rallies, and it was like feeding a gremlin after midnight. That's pretty good.
I will say this will make a lot of people mad, but I would keep Lindsey Davis and David Muir. That's how you run a debate. I know that there's all this other stuff, 3 against 1. That's all nonsense, political BS, political party spin. Don't care about any of that. That's how professional journalists conduct a debate. Could they have been better? Sure. Everyone could be better. But that's how you do it. And frankly, cutting the mics didn't hurt Donald Trump. He spoke last on every issue on Tuesday. He had more talk time than
rigged.
Kamala Harris, vice president. So
they're eating the dogs.
Save me with the nonsense. That's how you do it. All right, after the break, Bill McCoshen, Joseph Pecky, the grab bag. That'll wrap it up for this Friday edition of the Political Power Hour. You know where we're at, right? 620 WTMJ.
For love of the game.
There's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team.
And love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Bucks stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi here for Heiser. I love Heiser. Just bought a brand new vehicle for my wife, Kathy, and I. Beautiful 2024 Chevy Trailblazer. Love this thing. Great ride, smooth ride, fantastic gas mileage, beautiful sterling gray metallic. It shines. 5-star safety rating doesn't hurt either, and all the great technology, including the lane assist that she insisted on, which is a great safety feature. You can find out all of those details and all that great safety and security at Heiser.com, or go visit one of their 5 great locations. I love talking about Heiser. I'm driving a beautiful Chevy Equinox, also that great gray color, which, by the way, if you're not a fan of gray, it doesn't show dirt, which I think is amazing. Of all the colors, that's one that doesn't show dirt. So if you want to find out, Heiser.com, all their vehicles need a service appointment. You can do that online. Maybe body shop work. They can handle that. They have 2 locations to do that. All the things you need, if it comes to your vehicle needs, that's what Heiser can do for you. That's why they say every day, and I say it all the time, today's your day.
When you need to sell quickly, choose Grandview to buy your home. Don't worry about real estate agents or showings. We'll buy your home as is, no repairs or cleanouts needed, and you'll get an offer in hours. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today.
Making a move from the home you have loved and cherished for so many years can not only be a challenge for you, but can also be stressful for the entire family. This is Jean Nemovitz from Bruce's team. Let us help you start the conversation, so when the time is right, we can make the process simple and easy, just as we've done for thousands of families. Let us take you from overwhelmed to I can do this. Call 262-242-6177 or visit brucesteam.com.
I was stuffed up. It was almost like someone put a clothespin over my nose. As an athlete, it did affect my performance. And as I got older, the congestion and poor sleep really took their toll.
Mike's a lifetime athlete. After hearing about Advent, he felt he could finally find a solution to his breathing triangle problems.
With my congestion, the kind of sleep I was getting wasn't allowing me to function the way I wanted to.
When your nose isn't working like it should be, it's going to negatively affect your sleep. And then you really can't be at your best at anything that you're doing.
It's been about 5 years since coming to Advent, and what balloon sinuplasty did for my quality of life, that step I took was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Balloon sinuplasty can help solve your breathing triangle problems, which will help you sleep better. And that's going to help you live a better quality of life.
Unlock your potential. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Thanks for the texters. You've been very kind, and I agree. This is the best hour of radio in Wisconsin, and maybe beyond that. So thanks to folks. I don't know if
there's a little criticism today too.
Right? Yeah, Makash is taking a little heat today, but
yeah,
you know
that's good.
You're defending your guy, so I give you all the love and respect for doing that. Grab bag is sort of how we wrap this up, and it could be anything you guys want it to be. So, Bill, you seem like you're itching to go.
I'm going to go with MPS, and sadly, we learned this week through State Senator Van Wangard that MPS again missed the deadline for these financial documents that have to be filed with the state. The most recent deadline was August 31st. They missed the deadline. DPI said nothing about it. DPI has to be the enforcer on these things. MPS it's a circus, and it's being run by the teachers union, not the school board, not the temporary administrator. It has to change. These kids are losing ground every single year, and nothing changes. Moreover, we had a beating at one of the MPS schools of a citizen by 14-year-old kids who've been arrested this week, in part because we don't have resource officers in the schools, which is also required by state law. So let me close with this. DPI is failing on these things. I'm told now in Madison that WEAC, the state teachers union, is looking for a candidate to challenge Jill Underly. That is news.
She's got a lot to answer for. That's for sure. All right, Joseph Pecky, grab bag.
Slightly different. The occasion of 9/11 anniversary this week, which we did talk about on Wednesday, so I won't go too into it this week, but the story from Bill about then Secretary of Health and Human Services reminds me, there was a time in this country when we were able to get along a little bit more. I'm not suggesting that everything was always candy and roses or ever candy and roses, but the other thing that happened this week, the occasion of the debate, led to some previous debates throughout history. Bush and Gore in 2000, Romney and Obama in 2012. And folks, I'm just here to tell you, you forget that there was a time in our very recent history when you could have multiple debates and they were pretty civil in both directions. And Romney and Obama could joke about the fact that they were there on Obama's wedding anniversary, and Bush and Gore could debate. And the second time when the moderator called out Gore for getting some things wrong, what we call now lying in the first debate, he owns up to it and says, "You're absolutely right. I got some things wrong last time, and I'm going to be better today." That is the type of discourse that we should want to get back to. And what I think is we're not getting back there until we turn the page on Donald Trump. So let's see that we do that in 52 days' time.
And, a little bit of self-promotion. Maybe I'm patting myself on my back as my wife likes to sometimes correct my behavior. This is one of the reasons we do this show. You guys don't think alike politically, but somehow we're all able to sit in a room every Friday, most Fridays, and have these conversations. And we get heated. I get heated. Yeah, and we disagree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think all of us want a great country led by great people.
Yep.
And to get some of all the money we pour into Wisconsin's state capital and certainly in Washington, D.C., spent correctly and properly and stop wasting money. I think that's the goal here. So thanks for all the nice comments today. We have about a minute, so I'm going
to read the one.
So I read the one?
Yeah.
It's totally self-serving. But you need to take that hour of broadcasting and send it to the Museum of Broadcast History or whatever it's called in Chicago. This was the best hour of radio I've heard in a long time.
Don't pat yourself on the back, Steve. Pat us on the back.
Share the love. Share the love.
All right, quickly.
There's no I in team.
Quickly, Sunday is the home opener in Lambeau. I will be there. What's going to happen Sunday? Quickly.
I'm worried about the new quarterback. And I hope I didn't jinx the Packers last week when I was so excited about this season. I still think it's going to be a great season. I think we'll find a way to win on Sunday because it's at home. But, this quarterback is going to leave something to be desired.
I think it's going to be a rough football weekend for Wisconsin between Alabama and Sunday. So I'm all in tonight. Whitnell versus the South Milwaukee Rockets. Let's go.
There you go. Go Whitnell. All right, gentlemen, always great to talk to you. We'll do it again next week. This has been the Political Power Hour, the origin story, the best one of the five. I'm biased, but it's where it all started. News is next, right here on 620 WTMJ.
That's all, folks.
Impress your friends, family, and neighbors this summer with a beautiful new landscaped yard. You want the team I trust in my yard. Vince Vitrano here for Great Lakes Landscape. Still time to get on the schedule. Great Lakes Landscape has added new experienced crews. Maybe just a midsummer refresh, mulch, some flowers, or maybe it's time for the big project. Paver patio, fire pit, retaining wall. Great Lakes Landscape will design the space of your dreams and has room to do your project this summer so you can enjoy it through the fall.